May the 12th, woodland flowers. The closing of the canopy in London's woods now brings down the curtain on many woodland flowers. However, in May, these places are at their most floriferous, with thousands of bluebells and ramsons completely covering some woodland floors. Various plants such as bugle, yellow archangel, wood sorrel, ground ivy, dog's mercury, wild arum, and toothwort all continue to flower from last month. They are now joined by such attractive species as wood avens, yellow pimpernel, herb bennet, figworts, and perhaps one or two orchids such as the early purple orchid, bird's nest, or a twayblade. Early purple orchids can still be found in the West Wickham area, where they have probably only survived being picked, as their colours merge so well with bluebells. On woodland paths, pignut, tormental, and jack by the hedge are now joined by bright patches of silverweed and red campion. In beechwood, patches of woodruff, Gallium odoratum, emit the smell of new-mown hay. They share this scent with tonka beans, which used to be kept in snuff boxes to mollify the strong smell of tobacco. Large areas of lily of the valley were once the joys of beechwoods this month. Fine colonies used to exist on Hampstead Heath and Muswell Hill. At the beginning of the last century, the plant was protected. Before that, it used to be sold in bunches to commuters at railway stations. They can possibly still be seen in Pet's Wood. Two rarer plants, both indicators of ancient woodland, worth seeking out now are herb Paris, Paris quadrifolia, and Solomon's seal, Polygonatum multiflorum. Herb Paris used to be called herb equal, as its floral parts are all in groups of 4. That is, its leaves, ovaries, styles, and stigmas. All except for its fruit, which is just one single, shiny, black, enticing berry, set in the centre of all this perfect geometry. It was also called true love, as the plant was thought to be an aphrodisiac. Not a very good one, as the berry, if eaten, causes profuse sweating and possibly convulsions. Another belief was that it was a good cure for bewitched cattle. With some searching, it can still be found in woods between Godstone and Westron, although many of its former haunts were lost during the construction of the M25 motorway. Solomon's seal is often seen in gardens, but still occurs in the wild in one or two favoured woods, for example Culham Frith and St Martha's Hill. It used to be used to treat bruises and was thought to be particularly effective for battered women. How it got its English name has long been disputed. One theory is that the flowers hang like medieval seals which used to be carried in rows on fob chains around the waist. The connection to Solomon, the magician and enchanter, is more difficult. His seal was the magic pentacle of 2 interwoven triangles. Some say they see this mark among the tangled roots, whereas others see it when the root is cut in cross-section, and then there are those that just say that it magically seals wounds. The true authenticity of columbine, Aqua Legia vulgaris, as a wildflower when it is found in woods is questionable. Once again, it and its many hybrids are common in gardens, but not so in the wild. The flower is said to look like 5 doves sitting in a nest, which has been the derivation of its English name. Lastly, the attractive pink purslane, Montia siberica, is a firm favourite of woodland gardens, but can also still be found naturalised in damp areas on Hampstead Heath. Bluebells. Arguably the greatest floral spectacle of all are our bluebell woods. Upwards of half the bluebells in the world occur in Britain, the rest being confined to nearby France and Germany. Very few habitats in the world exhibit such a large, wild floral display of just one single colour. The so-called sapphire blue of our native bluebell, Endymion non-scriptus, is best seen early on in its flowering period. This differs slightly from year to year, but the last 2 weeks of May are usually a good time to take a walk in a bluebell wood. Later, the colour becomes more milky. Both its Latin name Endymion and its other English name, wild hyacinth, both refer to its beauty. Both Hyacinthus and Endymion were beautiful youths. Apollo, the sun god, was infatuated with Hyacinthus, and the moon god, Silene, equally so with Endymion. Zephyr, the god of wind, was so jealous he blew Apollo's discus so that it struck and killed Hyacinthus. The used blood as it fell then created, we are led to believe, the first bluebells. Its specific name, non-scriptus, merely refers to the fact that it was unknown to the ancients because of its narrow world distribution, and therefore they never wrote. The flowers have a rich, memorable, spicy, cinnamon, slightly balsam scent, which is best enjoyed in woods where the flowers are massed. Single flowers seem to emit very little scent. Sadly, its more robust and less finely coloured relative, the Spanish bluebell, Hyacinthioides hispanica, has already invaded London's gardens and is currently marching through its woodlands. Although grown here since 1683, its first record in the wild was 1909. It is larger, up to 30 centimeters or more in height, and has broader leaves. The flowers are usually lighter in color, more open, and do not hang to one side as they do with our native bluebell. Unfortunately, it hybridizes freely with our bluebells, producing all manner of indigo, rose, and white intermediates. It also spreads much more easily than ours, which only spreads as little as 2 meters in a century. Fortunately, there are still many untouched heavenly blue woods around London. For example, Oxhay and Old Park Wood in the north, North London, and Kingswood and Old Sims Copse in the south. Usually the best time to visit these woods are on overcast days or even after rain.